Hi, this is Andy Collin and Chris Pomeroy with Growing Up Aspen, a Joiner's Table podcast with a student we went to school with, Stacey Kalkowski, who had a trip through Hollywood and is now a professor at one of UAE's oldest college universities.
I love the Italy stuff on Facebook too.
Yeah, she loves it. So she's already there. She beat me there. She's
Cool.
like, I got to get out of here. The political climate is making my parents a bit like,
Yeah,
Great.
I'm with them. I'm with them.
Understood.
In fact, I'd be in Italy if I could.
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
let me know if there's other houses on the block up for sale.
There are,
Coming out there.
my village is awesome. They actually really love foreigners, and it's 1,000 people in my village.
Cool.
It's like a farming community up in the mountains, but it's only 24 kilometers from the ocean, from the Adriatic, so you can just go
Cool.
down to the beach if you
Wow,
want.
that's great.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds ideal.
It is stunning.
How do you spell the name of that town? Is it
Rocca, Rocca, Spin Alveti, Spinal.
Rocks?
Yeah, Rocca. Yeah, it means rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rocca, Spin Alveti. Yeah, and it's kind of between, like, you have Rome and then you have Naples, and if you cross the mountain range, it's kind of in between the two of those there.
Wow, that's
So-
That is really neat. Sounds so you're going to be retiring there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, healthcare has gotten out of control in the US. I can't
Yeah.
imagine my parents pay a lot of money for healthcare at their age, and I think I don't really want my money going there. I'd rather give it to, pay higher taxes and get something for it.
Yeah.
I have some American neighbors there. They calculated out how much taxes they paid in the US versus like how many taxes they pay in Italy. And while it seems higher in Italy, actually the smaller taxes, when you add all that stuff up in the US, amount to more. So you're kind of
GUA.
getting,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's interesting to think that an entire family can lose everything they own in this country if someone gets cancer.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big thing. My mom had breast cancer when I was in high school, and I don't know if you guys remember that. That's when I kind of disappeared, mentally for a while. But because I just would go out riding with my horse, it's stressful, that sort of situation. And so she couldn't get insurance for a long time. I mean, because of pre-existing conditions. She was able to somehow. She's like a magician when it comes to finding things, but imagine how many people had that before, the Affordable Health Care Act. They just couldn't
That's okay.
get
So
insurance.
I got
Yeah.
cancer right as COVID was hitting, and because of the Medicare, I didn't have to worry about a thing. Not a thing. I didn't pay for a thing because I was on the Medicare, and so it's like that saved my whole life. Everybody was shutting down. Everything was going down. There's no way I'd be able to come up with the money to do that, and the first thing they said when they diagnosed me was, "You're covered. Don't worry. Don't think about it. You need to heal, get better," And, I caught it. It was early. We went in and I did it, but surfing the waves of the whole COVID stuff. But again, everybody was worried about germs and worried about stuff. So as a cancer patient, people around me were pretty careful because they were going through their own stuff. So it was an interesting time to have to go through that. But without the medical system, oh my God, that would have been, I might have got another form of cancer from just having to think about all that stuff.
Well, and your family, the financial debt. I have a friend who has, what is it, syphilis, the lung disease, right?
Yeah.
Emphysema.
COPD.
No, I think it's called syphilis. It's like
Oh.
it's when your lungs slowly fill up with fluids, and he had to have double lung transplant, and imagine like the cost of something like that, the enormity
Oh my
of
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's just a bizarre thing. Well, I get great healthcare here. That's one of the reasons I love it here.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It sounds like it's sort of turning into an interesting oasis in the world, in a sense,
Yeah. Well, even during, you know, all the shortages during COVID, we here didn't feel it as much because as far as food and things like this, because they have most of the food before used to be shipped here. Now they do a lot of like hydroponic stuff, but we were getting it from all different countries. So it would come from all over. You have, like, if you go into the market, you see, okay, this is from Ukraine. And strangely enough, you'll see, this is from Ukraine, this is from Russia, this is from, you know, Africa, this is from whatever. So you can choose like where you want your avocado from.
Wow.
Do you want it from Kenya? Do you want it from Mexico? Do you want it? So you have like huge variety and selection just because they get it shipped from so many different places in the world.
Right. Thanks for listening. The authors of Growing Up Aspen would like to thank you and would like to also thank the Aspen Times and the Aspen Daily News for giving us materials for our book, Growing Up Aspen, Adventures of the Unsupervised, which you can get at twistandturnpress.com and any local bookstore. Thanks.